altruistic individuals that you sent us to help repair our system. We are continually getting compliments from our customers.
Great.
And you'll see that they started out with,
24,000.
yeah, tens of thousands, close to 20,000 people without power. And as of today, 95% have been restored. So,
Wow.
just awesome to be able
That's
to
great.
help other public power utilities in the country. I think it's what being in the electric industry is about, as well as being an American. I think it's also a good team building experience for Mark, Steve, and Rich, just to grow with one another, and they are actually working and staying with Zeeland. So just being able to interact with the
Yeah.
utility just 45 minutes down the road. So
Yeah.
Ryan, what is salt tracking?
Salt tracking is just salt built up
Oh.
on the insulator skirts.
Oh, from the rain?
Just from the seawater.
Okay.
And, yep.
Yeah.
But I would also like to thank the rest of our employees, because with those three guys gone, it's a great opportunity, but the rest of our employees have had to up their game to manage our service area with them being gone. Our office staff included with the guys out in the field. So, I mean, it's three guys that were able to go. Somebody else might have wanted to go, but they needed to stay back and pick up the slack while they're gone. So it is total, for me, it's a total team effort of all employees of Lowell Light and Power, not just the three guys that went to Florida.
I appreciate that. Yes, I would agree. Echo Perry. So we don't know when they're going to be back, but it could be as early as this weekend, but with millions still out of power, I have a feeling that FEMA will want to use us elsewhere throughout the state. So Ryan, what do you think? A couple, 3 weeks at least?
I would guess 2 weeks at the minimum.
Okay. And they left Saturday, so it could be at least a couple Saturdays from now.
And Rich will be missing his son's football game, so.
He will be. Yeah, and just a little story. I think it was Sturgis that was driving down there, and they got to Orlando and ran out of diesel fuel, and they had to use FEMA and I don't know, was it somebody from the governor's office to help locate fuel? So it is crazy, the scarcity of food,
Yeah.
fuel, and hotel rooms. And I know Ryan, we were at the Pink Arrow game, for example, going above and beyond. He spent hours texting with Tracy DeCrocker from Zeeland, who was trying to find hotels for our guys and working with a travel agent, because as you went down, all the hotels were booked. So, yeah, Friday night, Ryan and Tracy were arranging this for who knows how
It
many
took
hours.
forever to get that done. It was like 12:30 when we finally locked it down. They had rooms that night.
So it was a little just hectic in terms of the logistics. A lot that you don't think about that just goes into getting down there. So,
Absolutely.
thank you, Ryan.
Do we have the pictures of them sent to?
Do you have
Or
a couple pictures?
Yep.
I think Andrew wants to.
I just thought it'd be cool to.
Yeah.
And you can
And I haul the trailers down to Baton Rouge during that hurricane when it flooded New Orleans. We couldn't get fuel. The closest we could get diesel was north of Memphis.
That's incredible. Yeah, isn't that something you just take for granted, like fuel?
Yeah, I can't remember what news channel I was watching. It was just roll and roll.
Yeah, it's on our
Trucks
truck right
waiting to go in.
We need to post these on Facebook.
Yes, you
Yeah.
do. Put it to your website.
Ryan's told Steve Shade to take as many pictures as possible. It's pretty awesome with the flags, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It's really
Very
cool.
Those
nice.
two trucks, yeah. No pink hats?
Oh. And it's been hot down there.
Try the bottom right
They're
one.
not
I heard on
Okay.
NPR they've got like 30,000 line workers or something
Yeah.
in the
How much?
state, but
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So I have sent these to Amanda, Andrew's wife, and she had a couple of questions for me for Lowell's first look. So she told me I think she was planning to write something Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. So be on the lookout for her article.
Great.
Anyway, yes, thanks to those guys for going down and for everyone at Light and Power picking up the slack.
Definitely.
August payables are in your packet. I do want to mention a few things that I promised Sharon I would mention. So we would be done, but blame it on Sharon.
Sorry.
We got another hour
I
to
said,
go.
I know, when
we-
he said that, I
Oh, my
said,
record.
we don't
Yeah.
have to talk about all this.
So our second month of the appliance recycling pickup is coming up September 19th. For customers who may be watching, we have 2 customers scheduled for pickups in September, and we had 6 last month, so we have seen some response. It's not like, so we've had 8 people who have picked up. Community cleanup date is September 30th over at the fairgrounds, and Sharon and a lineman will be there for that. Public Power Week runs October 2nd through 6th. We intend to put banners up on Main Street. Didn't get to it this year, but it will be a high priority of Sharon and I and Nicole's next year. I would like to make Public Power a bigger deal. Schedule something with the schools, or maybe we go give half an hour presentations, have an open house to our energy center, and hopefully by then a lot more will be accomplished and complete. We do have a Adopt a Road cleanup that Tuesday, and we plan to actually shut down the office at 3:45, so all employees can attend, and we'll be having a little happy hour.
Text me a reminder.
I will.
We'll be having a little company-wide
Text, I'll
happy
just call
hour.
you.
Light and Power will not be buying the alcohol, but we're gonna just do something for the employees, just to promote Public Power Week, and we plan to make daily Facebook posts at a minimum. So, Public Power Week is coming up, and we at least are gonna try to start creating awareness and a buzz, and build on that in the future.
So is that coinciding with the chili cook-off, or are we doing?
So not to that
Weekend
yet.
before.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Harvest Fest is October 14th.
Okay.
We will be
Oh,
participating.
yeah.
Sharon Spilt has completed the special event permit, which allows us to shut down the road. We're
Pumpkin
gonna-
drop?
Pumpkin, no drop.
Come on, pumpkin drop.
I am-
Blast.
I am actually standing in a wedding that day, so I will not be here, but if you do a pumpkin drop, Perry, no more Harvest Fest. I will say that the insurance company told Mike Burns that we are not to do bucket rides because of the risk and the exposure. And Mike, Dick, and I had a conversation. It's Dick's opinion that we follow all of the safety protocols. We have different size harnesses. We know what the bucket truck is weighted for in terms of pounds. With our guy, the equipment, and the passenger, we have height requirements. We have a waiver that sign. We've been doing this since 1896. We're going to keep doing it. There are no specific exclusions in our policy that say that we're not covered for this event. They just don't want to have the exposure.
Yeah.
Mike sent an awesome email, bullet to the head, right to the insurance company.
He did.
And basically stated, we're gonna do this. We've always been doing it. We take the safety precautions necessary. It's 3 hours. We give 25 rides. It's no different than anything that we do on a daily basis with our linemen in much more hazardous conditions with actually live primary wire, with trees and bad weather and right on the road. We're doing this, and if you have a problem with it and create a beef, we'll just find a new carrier starting next July. So I haven't heard anything, and Mike sent that email earlier this week, so. Anyway, we
Is that
plan to,
Harvest Festival?
Harvest Fest, October 14th.
Yep.
Yeah. Plan on me.
Plan on being, we'll
to
have pumpkins and we'll have our
few
open
people
house, and if a board member or a couple board members would like to grill, we would welcome that opportunity. Perry has grilled, I think, almost every year.
You
Greg,
have 1 year too.
you've always helped out
I've
serving.
always grilled and well served.
Yeah.
You guys don't let me be by the grill. You guys don't let me
There's a height
grill.
requirement.
I know. I'm okay with that.
Greg Canfield has grilled in the past and with Perry, and he's no longer here, so if anybody, if it's 11 to 2, so not a super long time
14th,
requirement.
I'll have to check.
I can help. I just gotta walk from 217 over to here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Michigan State
Thank
game or anything at the,
It is.
We can get like a little TV on the side.
Michigan,
for ya.
Michigan State is October 7th.
Yeah, the weekend before.
okay.
And the last thing I wanted to mention is the low-income energy assistance fund factor has been reduced from 96 cents to 93 cents. As a reminder, this is a line item that we have adopted 5 years ago now on our bill. And it allows us to shut customers off in the winter, whereas we could not if we did not collect this money. But I think the bigger benefit is Fromm has applied for a grant, a MEEP grant, because we collect these funds. And in the last 4 years, this will be the 5th year, but in the last 4 years, they've collected more than $300,000 in grant money to use to help residents with their energy bills or gas bills or just the MEEP program in general. And as a customer base in those 4 years, we have paid right at less than $125,000. So we are returning the money we're collecting to the community by over 2.5-fold. So just wanted you to be aware that that fund factor is changing from 96 cents to 93 cents, and we're receiving a lot of benefit for it. So that is all I have.
Okay, in your packet is scheduled meetings. Next regular board meeting will be October 12th. So that'll be just before Harvest Festival, so we can get coordinated on that. Moving on, board comment. Tina,
I have nothing.
come on.
We get all this good stuff. And
There's a boatload of stuff here. Gosh, guys.
we'll go with nothing.
Great job, Lowell Light and Power. You always come through. You're always my biggest badge of honor when I'm talking to people from another country, to another state, to other carriers, Blue Cross Blue Shield. They're just in awe that Lowell has their own power, their own Lowell Light and Power. And they've come to Lowell a few times. There's actually been an engineer from Norway. You asked for me to give you a comment. He's from Norway, and he was here in town, and he came, met me out to the schoolhouse. I gave him a tour of the schoolhouse, and very impressed with our history and how we hold it dear. And we got on the subject of Lowell Light and Power, and he couldn't believe how well that this town is really self-sufficient and we're on our own 2 feet. And that was a badge of honor that he's going to take back to his kids. And just a quick note, when he rides across the covered bridge, he rolls down the windows and he listens for those boards. That's how he just moved by it, so that's what I got.
Jim?
Speaking of the covered bridge, hope everybody gets out and enjoys the festival out there this weekend
Yes.
at
Yes.
the park. I know
Yeah.
some of our organizations, my wife's involved with all women's clubs of Lowell, and it's one of their big fundraisers, so we'll get out there and support. There's a lot of good people out
Weather's
there to
supposed to be
support.
great.
Yeah,
weekend,
it's
so,
beautiful.
yep. With that, thanks for all you guys do. It's great. Thanks.
Andrew?
Well, yeah, 4 things. I want to reiterate that I appreciate the information in the packet, how it's always thorough, and you do a good job explaining. You take the time to kind of provide some background, and just makes it so much easier just to feel confident in improving, what we need to. And just knowing that even though we still ask questions, or at least I feel like I do, but still, it's just nice to have that information there, and so I appreciate the work you guys put into it. It's also, like we talked about the linemen in Florida, but it's neat to hear about that role in the news. I've seen the news stories about the linemen in Florida. You may have seen a picture of like a staging field with like some 300 bucket trucks. And it's just amazing to think of that environment. They're sitting there waiting for the storm to pass through so they can go start fixing. And then even, I think yesterday I heard on NPR, there's a line-powered lead lineman in Florida was talking about the job of preparing up to Hurricane Andrew, and it's just kind of neat to hear linemen kind of getting national attention. Not always for the greatest reason, but in terms of the storm, but great for what they do. I also want to say congratulations to Marty, even though you'll be leaving us.
He's not. He's gonna be the liaison.
He's gonna leave
And he's
us
even gonna vote.
from the vote, but yeah, he'll still vote, he'll still try to vote apparently. But, you know, I think, I mean, you'll have fun in council. It's challenging but rewarding. I kind of felt it was a little harder than this one, just because of the variety you deal with, but, you know, you've got a lot of common sense, I think, and I'm glad you're on our council. And then lastly, I just wanted to say the Pink Arrow, I'm sure Harry's gonna say something about it, but I just was reflecting on how it's just become such a really huge event to the point that my kids, who are 6 and 4 years old, so this is all they've known, to them it's a holiday. I mean, it's like, you know, it's no different than Easter or Valentine's Day or Halloween or something.
Wow.
It's like the whole week in school, they've got different colors to wear of shirts, they've, you know, on the day there, they're all being bussed out to the field to stand on the arrow, and so to them, I mean, to us, it's just something, community thing we're trying to do, but to them, it's actually kind of a holiday now, and it's, you know, I was thinking, I wonder how long is this gonna go on, that we could have a whole generation of kids that suddenly think there's a holiday
I got
for
an
this.
answer for
So.
that.
But it's just, when you think of all that goes on around that, and just what all the kids in the school, they basically spend like the whole week kind of focused on it, and, you know, they're learning so much more than they would have learned in a regular class, just from all the stuff they're doing with the high schoolers, helping out the little kids lining up and just everything. It's just, it's really turning into something, I mean, it was cool before, it's more cool now, I think. So.
More cool.
Yeah. I'll speak like a kid, right?
Sound like you're all wound up.
Okay, Marty.
Oh, it's just, yeah, it's an
I
exciting
know
time.
it is.
When I put my application in to sit on city council to fill the vacancy, my biggest concern was I wouldn't be able to stay with this board. And as good fortune had it, Mike says, no, you've already been there, you can stay there. So I was very happy with that. Perry asked me the other day if I was jumping out of the fire into the frying pan. I'm not sure, but I'll let you know. And all you guys do such a wonderful job that that's the main reason I was kind of hesitant. I just didn't want to leave this board, but luckily I don't have to, so. But I am going to vote once in a while.
You made your opinion known.
Okay, well, I want to thank Lowell Light and Power, because without, and everybody knows that, you know, myself and my sisters and my wife are very, very active in the Pink Arrow. But without the assistance of volunteers and Lowell Light and Power, it wouldn't be what it is without them and what the community's come to expect. We needed to get a larger service over to where we were gonna have a stage, and Mark and Ryan came out and took a look, and we have Bice Electric that brings in a generator, donates that, and we have a lot of other equipment that's donated, but Ryan and Mark looked at it and said, you know, it'd be much cleaner if we did this and we did that. And they just took it upon themselves, and it was done. And so it was, and the people that help, Community Day, Sharon was over handing out food. We have other events, and Steve and his wife Lindsay were out driving cars, golf carts to transport people, and Jamie, Ryan's wife, was out helping sell t-shirts, and so it really has become a community effort. I was saying to Greg Pratt, the superintendent, you know, because somebody says, you know, how long do you think this thing can go? And I've said, well, I don't think you're going to see a cure for cancer, and there's so many different ones that you're always going to have somebody, you're going to know somebody that has cancer, is on a cancer journey, and you want to help out. Greg said, to your question, you know, how long can this go? Greg said, I'm not going to be the one to tell these 4 and 5 and 6 year old kids that there's not going to be a Pink Arrow game when they get to high school. So I think it's something that's going to continue on. What the need's going to be is what we probably haven't done a very good job of is training the next generation of here's the things that we that we do, and here's the things that need to be done for the next year. So at some point we have to train a new generation, and with new generation there's new ideas and everything. And so I think Pink Arrow, a long time before you see it dissipate. So with that, again, thank you, Light and Power. Thanks, Tom. And again, I say Light and Power because we have many workers, because we allow our workers, our employees to take a day off to work for a volunteer in a community event, and they get paid their wages here, but they're able to do that. And again, it's the board, it's the whole Low Light Power that is significant in Pink Arrow. So thank you. And with that, I believe we need a motion to go to closed session to discuss an employee employment status agreement.
I'll make a motion, we go into a closed meeting.
And, support?
I'll support.
And I want roll call for this.
Yep. Chairman Beecham,
Yes,
Schrauben,
Yes.
Salzwedel,
Yes.
Cadwalder.
Yes.
we're now going to closed session. Thank you, everybody, for attending.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Well, I think we'll be